Welcome to the NMAA podcast, the best basketball league in Orlando and the longest running Muslim sports league in America. Based out of sunny Orlando in Florida, featuring weekly game previews, player stats, heated rivalries, and guest stars. Now, your hosts, Waris Sahir, the Komish, Omer Zahid, the Don, Dev Lachman. Take it away, fellas.
What's going on, NMAA family? We are back with another edition of the podcast. I am joined by Ahmed Wanis Al-Shari from, Yemen?
No.
Where are you from?
Libya.
Libya. I knew that too. I knew it was a green, red, and white and black flag. That's at least I got that right. At least I got that part right.
Like eliminated what? Like Egypt? Man, what's up, guys?
We're like the olive green boys today, I guess. This is not on purpose. We're color coordinated, but it worked out. So, Ahmed, how you doing today, man?
Alhamdulillah, bro. I'm doing well. Yeah, it was exciting week of games we had this past Sunday. So it was like fun blowouts and some plot twists, I guess.
Insane plot twist, but I keep ending up on like the guy that got murdered side of the plot twist. It's like, I'm like, yo, can I be the killer once? Anyways, we got a fun podcast for you guys. We got the recaps, of course, the picks, of course, and then me and Ahmed went and we did the draft grades. And I'm going to recap those draft grades and see what grade would you give now, almost at the end of the season, which is crazy. There's only 2 games left.
Flew by.
I know there's 2 double weekends too, so that's why.
Yeah.
But and we're going to give a grade to our grade. So that should be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But the first thing we got to do and kick off with is last week's recap. And I don't know what happened here, but NARS with a huge, resounding victory against Amani, 102-58. But why is this so surprising? If you look at NARS' side, they didn't have everybody, did they? They were missing Andre Lloyd.
And Ish did not play the first quarter. He showed up
towards the first quarter, and he had 25, 8, and 12 assists. So 2 steals. But as you can see, 6 players in double digits for NARS. Amin with 28 and 6 assists. Allende with 18, 7, and 3. Tron with 13 and 8. Chavis with 12, 7, and 5. 2 blocks and 4 steals. Christian Solis with 11. Emma Shahab with 3 and 6. Every single player scored. For Amani, Rowe with 21, 6, and 2. Mike Nichols replacement 10, 4, and 2. Mike with 9. Yikes. Ahmed, I was playing at the same time as this game. I don't know how much of this game you caught, but from what I've heard, blowout from the jump, even without Ish. Is that correct?
Yeah, no, I actually worked this game. I did clock for this game. Without Ish, I feel like NARS seemed so like organized, and they had like a great game plan. Like they would always find the correct pass. Every shot that went up is good. Like if you saw like all the threes that went up, like Christian and Chavis, and I mean every single one of those was wide open. Like the 3 Christian Solis threes. The nearest guy was probably the defender was in like the dunker spot. They were like that wide open.
Oh my goodness!
And he laced them, nothing but net, all 3. And then Allende would run a pick and roll with somebody, and then he would find it, and then they would always make that extra pass. And then Amani's side, it felt like just things weren't falling. I know Debo was playing on a bad hamstring, and Monk rolled his ankle in the first quarter, so neither of those guys were out. I mean, neither of those guys were in. And the NARS was running this zone, and I feel like Rowe had no space to work. Like, no matter where he went, he was hitting a double team.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I didn't think Mike was getting the ball that much. Like, they were forcing other players to shoot, but the shots weren't falling. Like, Sed was hitting for a bit, But then after that, he also started missing, and then Mike. I mean, both Mikes kind of started forcing shots. Like those 10 that like Mike Nichols scored were like take somebody off the dribble, drive, put it up, grab the offensive rebound and put it again, like hustle type of baskets. Like nothing was easy.
Okay, well that's a credit to Nars defense, and I guess Ish when he came in almost got a triple double in 3 quarters. So
yeah,
25, 12 assists, 8 rebounds. I'm not sure what the assist record is. Ish got to be close. Assists per game at least. So, yeah, that's what we got for that game. Honestly, Nars, the clear 1 seed right now, after another shocking game this week, they've kind of done it in all ways because they're not the clear 1. They have 50-point differential on Nasser. They have the same record. But they've done it in a lot of different ways. I feel like even without Ish, they won that 1 game. And then they've had games where they didn't necessarily need Ish to do much, and they've been winning in huge ways. So I'm curious to see if they are like that class of the league, or do you still feel like they're closer to that second team of Al Nassr right now, or are they by far and away the best in your opinion?
I think based off of their wins that we've been seeing, yeah, I think I like them more than Al Nassr. I feel like Al Nassr is like the gritty team that plays great defense and like pulls out the wins. Like they compete and then they somehow they find a way. Like they had a few like bigger wins, but I feel like all the games were very competitive, low scoring, like slow basketball. I feel like Nars just been like, I feel well coached and organized. Like everybody's playing their roles perfectly. Like Christian would sit in the corner, and then they would run like Ish would run the pick and roll with Allende, and then as soon as like Christian's man would attempt to help, they would kick it. He would hit the 3, or if he same thing. He would like float around the 3-point line. Sometimes if Ish has a good matchup, he would just take him off the dribble to the rack, or sidestep mid range, and then those would fall. Allende is cleaning up the glass on defense, so the other teams against that were not getting second chance points. So just a combination of having probably like top 2 guard in the league, biggest guy in the league, and then a few shooters around the outside, and they have a few slashers too, like slashing options. Like Christian can take it to the rack, Chavis can take it to the rack, and before him, Austin was taking it to the rack too. So they can score in every type of way. They're constructed.
They're very well constructed, very versatile, and they got the guy that has the keys is playing like the best player in the league right now. So, I mean, you can't argue with that. But with that being said, we will see what happens because they play each other. And the other team that's 4-1, Al Nassr versus Malik, and Al Nassr chokes Malik out, 55-45. And Alex Ford with 28 of the 55 points. There's a total of 100 points scored with both teams combined. Alex Ford had 28. So that's 20, almost a third of the scoring output in this whole game was by Alex. Shout out Alex. But other than that, for Al Nassr's side, Alex with 28, Omar Uthman with 12 and 6, Obeda with 6 and 4, Arib with 14 boards. Noodle with a little bit of a quiet game there. For Malik, Ian Hurley led the way with 15, 12, and 3 blocks. Wheezy with 10. Hani with a very bad game for his standards. 2 blocks, 4 steals, but 11 rebounds, 4 points. Marcus Ford with 3 points. What was going on? I mean, you told me before this started, in the 48 minutes this game was, there's probably 25 minutes of basketball because it was foul after tech, after bickering, after stoppage, it was sloppy. Am I right?
Yes, that is true. There was actually 4 techs called total and an intentional foul. So it was like, and 3 of the techs and the intentional foul were called against Matic. And if you looked at that free throw column, Alex shot all the free throws. I think he went like 12 for 18 or like 13 for 18. I mean, he
Yeah, he
still
went 12
like he
for
had a
18.
great game. Yeah, but he still scored like what, like 18
Yeah.
without. Yeah, it was 16 points off of buckets, but it's just extremely sloppy and like unorganized. Malik didn't have Abdel actually there, so that might have been
But
like
should
like
Abdel make that much of a difference? I'm to be completely
I feel like
honest
he
with
would
you.
make a difference for the techs more than anything else. Like one tech that they got
Yeah.
was when Al Nasser was shooting free throws, and he called like a mini huddle to like right next to where the table was, and he even called the two guys that are on the bench, and they stepped on the court as the free throws were being shot, and they were talking, and then Jeff looked at them for like 20 seconds, and then he whistled the tech. Another one was like Ian was on the fast break. He went up,
Right.
smacked in the forearm. It was clear foul. Did not get called. Right. I don't know. I think it was Weezy or whoever was guarding him. Grabbed the rebound. They went the other way, and then he started complaining and talking to Jeff on his way back. Like while his team was playing, like defending 4v5. Called a tech on that, and then just the other tech. I think it was Tarek. Tarek might have been complaining, and then like that last tech that was called against Al Nasser was just Obi. Sometimes he gets carried away a little bit.
Excited. Very excited. But no, honestly, in my opinion, the most impressive win Malik or Al Nasser has put together against this Malik team. I was saying that if Al Nasser can hold Malik under 70, that they'll win, and they held him under 50. Like that's extremely impressive. However you want to say, Tex, whatever. Abdel not being there, obviously Abdel not being there makes a difference. But honestly, this game wasn't even as close as the score says. It wasn't like, oh, it was a 10-point single digit. No, it never felt like Al Nasser was going to lose in the second half of this game. And Malik just looked completely disjointed the whole game. I was like, this was disgusting to watch. It was horrific basketball. Great defense, which Al Nasser, they make teams make mistakes, but there was a lot of unforced errors too. I saw the one where Hani was going coast to coast, 3-on-1, just threw it to the other guy on the other team.
Oh yeah,
there was one guy there, and he threw it right at him. It looked like he passed it to him, and then he's like, "Oh no!" and then ran back on the. I'm like, oh, "What was that? What are you guys doing?" And but shout out to Al Nasser, have allowed 286 points so far this season through 6 games. That is an insanely low amount. Like, it's to put it into context, right? And let me pull up the actual records here. To put it into context, 286 allowed points. The number 1 defense. The number 2 defense is Malik with 333. So they've allowed what is that? 47 less points
than the next best,
which is out of 5 games they're at. The other team is averaging like 55. Like it's crazy. They have
like watching them, it doesn't seem like they got like guy that you just like you put somebody like like somebody like if you're getting guarded by Darius or something, you're being picked up
team defense.
Yeah, it's like team defense. It's like they double at the right times, they help at the right times, they switch at the right times. It's just like they always kind of like they don't let anybody be comfortable. Like a lot of Marcus's points this season were coming from just like floating around the 3-point line and then spot up driving kick or like a wheezy driving kick or something. But
Never
I feel
had
like
that look.
They didn't let him have that look. Yeah, somebody was in his face the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, very impressive win by Al Nasser. Now, they have beat the number 5 seed. Now they have to play the number 2, or I guess they are the number 2 seed. They had number 1 and number 3 seeds in the Commissars and NARS. So, tough stretch to end the season. So, we'll see. But I said that if they had won 2 out of the 3 of the last 3 games, that I'd be thoroughly impressed, and they had an impressive showing in the first one. So we'll see how it winds up. The next game, My team versus Ramsey's team, so you know it's going to be instant classic. 72-75. Goldenrod wins in overtime. For us, D'Angelo, 31 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal. Chris Emile, welcome to the team. 20 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals. Tristan with 10. Ish had 5. I had 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Didn't do much. Patrick with 23, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Tim McGuire with 17. Akbar with 14. Zoheb with 8, 7, and 3. Ramsey with a huge 7 points. This game, fun, back and forth throughout. In the fourth quarter, I believe we had a lead in the beginning. They came out. AK hit a 3. Patrick had a couple buckets back to back. And they took the lead. Then we came back and, we tied it up. And it really was just a complete back and forth. When they took the lead with 2 minutes left, they kind of overloaded our zone at the top and the right side. And Ramsey's got a top of the key 3. And he hadn't shot a single jumper the whole game. But I was 1,000,000% sure that it was going in. And he made it. And he hit the emo and he did the gun, right? The 3 gun. But usually you're supposed to point at the nearest defender. He was 100% pointing at his co-coach Hamza. He's pointing the gun at Hamza. I'm like, yo, you guys are on the same team.
Hamza told him to not shoot or something?
I don't know. I'm like, are you taunting your own guys? But okay, go off. But at the end, what happens is we're down 4 with the ball. We're down 6 with the ball, actually. We had an inbound where they just left D'Angelo wide open under the basket. Don't know why. I throw it into him, layup, we're down 4. They come out, we foul Tim. Tim misses both free throws.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Tim misses both free throws. We call timeout. We're like, quick three, and we're in the game. We shoot a quick 3. D'Angelo's catch and shoot 3. They were saying it was a tough shot. For D'Angelo, I don't think it's a tough shot. He caught it turning into his left, was squared up, jumped up. When D'Angelo jumps and he's shooting his jumper, Patrick's hand with it jumping and extended was right here, maybe. He was it was not making a difference. Splashed him. There's 10 seconds left. Now we have to foul. We're down 2, or we're down 1. So even if they make both free throws,
you get a chance. Yeah,
we get a chance. So they wisely throw it over our heads. I leave the safety spot under our basket to go foul Patrick. Patrick lobs it over my head. Zoheb catches it. Zoheb's there. He can literally dribble the clock out. There's nobody next to him. There's 3 seconds left. Zoheb decides he wants to lay it in. He lays it in. Clock stops. Now we're like, oh, we got a chance. We're down 3, but we don't have any timeouts.
Mm-hmm.
We throw it into Chris, and shout out to Chris. Chris knew D'Angelo just hit the shot. He immediately, without dribbling, throws it to D'Angelo. There's 2.5 seconds left. D'Angelo throws up a 40-footer, running one-handed fadeaway to his left. And as soon as he shot it, I said, that's going in. And I think their whole team was like, oh no, he made it. And our whole team was, oh no, he made it. So much so that if you go back and look at it, I think I put both hands in the air when he shot it. I said, oh, he made it. And throws it up, splash at the buzzer, overtime. And, honestly, they could have called an and one. I'll be 100% honest with you. I think they kind of gotten away with it because you know how you're supposed to let them land. He 100% was not. They did not let him land. He jumped and they tried to contest and were right under him. It should have been a foul. But it would have been crazy call to make. But I digress. Makes it buzzer beater, overtime, first of 5 wins, right? We get to overtime. D'Angelo gets to the line. He misses both free throws. They get, in my opinion, touch foul in overtime. If you don't lose the ball, like, I don't think you should call it. Like, Tim gets fouled by Ishmael. He goes to the line, makes both free throws. Then we go down the other side. We get a bucket. So now a 3 by them wins the game. And I'm literally screaming, no threes, no threes, no threes. And this is where experience comes into play, where even if you allow a wide open 2, I'm okay with it. Because it's guaranteed we cannot lose from that basket. You know what I mean? You can't let them get a 3 off. I don't care what type of shot it is. And I understand what Ishmael was thinking, because Tim was 30 feet from the basket. But he's dribbling, and he's looking at the rim. And I'm like, oh, he's getting, like, you got to, as soon as that happens, you got to close out.
You gotta just jump up, yeah.
And Ishmael is, you know what I mean, above the 3-point line with his defensive stance. But Tim's still wide open. And he's wide open, shoots it, cashes it, game over. And I'm like, oh my God. And I really want, like, immediately I was like, I just said no threes, right? And if it was somebody that was like not our age, you're the fetus compared to me, my age or like similar, I would have screamed. I'm like, I just said it. You know what I mean? So I had to kind of control myself and be like, listen, Ishmael, you can't let him shoot that. And he did the whole Paul George thing. He's like, that's not a good shot. I was like, I agree with you that it's not a good shot, but it's a 20% chance, 25% chance it goes in. That's a 25% chance we lose the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he gets a wide open layup, 0% chance we lose the game, even though it's a 99.9% chance that shot goes in. So I understand, because it's only in our NMAA that overtime rules that this situation occurs. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The first, where any other overtime, you'd make him make a bad shot. Even if he makes it, we get another possession. That's the only time you can't let that shot go up. Now, obviously, we live and we learn. That's a second overtime loss in a row, back to back. So that's fun. Mm-hmm. The last one we lost by 1. This one we lost by 3, I guess. But honestly, with all that being said, I do, and we're 0-5. I don't feel bad about my team currently. Mm-hmm. I feel like we actually have a chance, if we can kind of get it going the last 2 games and get a little bit of a streak going into the playoffs. I don't think teams really want to see us. D'Angelo's hit his stride. I think our team around him has kind of bought into what he is. I don't think we played great against Goldenrod. We didn't have a great shooting day. I didn't shoot well. Tristan didn't shoot well. Ishmael didn't shoot great. So I think we have a higher ceiling. So we'll see. Obviously, a regularly owned 5, I'm checked out. I'm like, I don't care, dude. Just send me a trade offer. I'll get my 10 shots a game. You know what I mean? But this time, I'm like, no. Let's be confident. I'm trying to instill confidence in our guys. Like, hey, we're good. Like, I know we lost in overtime twice, but we can hang. If you look at our 4 matchups where D'Angelo's there, we're minus 51 point difference. We lost one of the games by 42 points, right? Lost in overtime, lost to Malik by 4, lost to Al Nasser by 4. So,
yeah, in there with the good teams too, yeah.
Losses, but it's something to build off of. Anyway, I don't think that you need to chime in for that game. I spoke way too long, as per usual. But next game, you can give me a full breakdown. Jund. And yes, that's correct. You're like, where'd Jund come from? As soon as Faizan left, and Faizan, wishing you all the best in all your ventures, and praying for you, my brother. But as soon as you left the door, they said change the team name.
And the jerseys were gone too. The black jerseys were back on.
And they went back to the black jerseys, John. And the logo's got to change to the website. That's the only thing. And guess what? They're playing Jund basketball because they win against the Commissars 88-76 with 5 players. And one of them was not Sharif. Darius with 26 and 11. Derek with 23, 6 and 7. Chris Ross with 24 and 3. JP with 16 and 9. Dev with 3 and 5. Commissars, James had 27. Tony Koo at 14. AP at 12. Amir with 9, Bird with 9, new player Raheel with 5. Honestly, this game was so odd. It just felt like, okay, the Jund is gonna Commissar is gonna get it going right now. It's like, all right, they're about to get it going right now, and they just never did, and even right until the end. And then Darius turned his ankle. And it looked bad. Okay? Darius turned his ankle. It looked bad. Dev screamed over to me. I'm getting ready to do a video for the game. Dev screamed over, we need a replacement. I ran over. I said, all right, what's up? I'll play. Grabbed my shoes, ran over. As I'm running over, Darius gets up, tightens his laces. He's like, I'm good. I was like, he was just on the floor for like 3 minutes straight. Like, he is not good. He should not be playing. This is broken. He's going to make it worse. He should go to the hospital and get it checked out, get an MRI, get an x-ray. Next possession, rebound, coast to coast, Darius layup. I said, oh, he's all right. He's fine.
Some people got mobile ankles. Like, I don't know if you've seen that one clip of when Benyama was like, the bottom of his foot was pointing up, and then he just got up and walked out like nothing. I guess some people, for me, I got ankles made of glass. I roll them all the time.
Well, Wembanyama is also not from planet Earth, right? So, yeah, but no, 100%. And what's crazy is Darius played the rest of the game like nothing happened. He was not limping. He was not playing any slower. He was playing, and he was. Like, he was slapping the floor. Like, he was like, oh my God. I was like, oh shoot, I hope it's not broken. I hope, he's only out for the season and he can come back next. It was like that type of injury. And then he got up and played the rest of the game. I was like, okay, that's interesting. No Tylenol, no nothing. That's crazy. Different genetics. But honestly, the more of the story of this game is what is Commissars doing these last 2 games? They looked borderline unbeatable the first 3 weeks, and now they look horrible. Could you explain it? I don't know.
Honestly, I was working the Matic muscle game that was happening at the same time, but I was just talking to Ethan, and I was just like, I guess they were taking bad shots. I know James had 27, but it seemed like he was passing up like decent shots that he should be taking that make for like better shots, and then they weren't falling. Like, even though he had 27, Issa wanted him to shoot more. So, but besides that, I didn't really see the last 2 games. I saw the games where they were killing everybody. But
that's what I'm saying. It's so weird to see because even the game before they lost to Nars with 5 guys.
Yeah.
How you beat Commissars? Show up with 5. That's that's got to be the recipe. I don't understand how that's working. But listen, at the end of the day, Jund is here, and I think that you think that they'll be a contender once they have all 8 of their guys, or is it more of a Commissars flopping now?
Honestly, if they clean up their defense, they could be a contender because they have the offensive firepower, in my opinion. But I feel like just they get worked in the paint a lot. Like, Patrick gave them like 32, and who else was one of their losses? I'm pretty sure, like, did Allende kill them that one game?
I think Allende killed them one game. I almost had a triple-double against them.
So I guess they're not good against bigs is the only thing. Like, they have big guards, but they don't have like a big. Like, who's JP supposed to play big? Like,
Yeah, I guess so.
He's more of a small forward.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I'm excited with it. I mean, the season has been so confusing. I don't think that there's any team that I would say, oh yeah, this team's a favorite to win it all. I guess you'd say Nars right now, but even Nars has looked kind of shaky in some of their games. So, yeah, we'll see. But next, let's get to grading our draft grades. All right, Emma, let's get to it.
Yeah, let's see it.
listening to the NMAA podcast.
Your favorite podcast is here.
Okay, now we are back with our segment, first ever segment that we're doing, grading the draft grades. Now, this might get confusing to those who have not looked at their report cards or got a lot of Fs on their report card, but I'm going to give you the first draft grade of what I gave the team initially, and then what I give them now, and grading myself, because we are a podcast of accountability, and we like to say when we are wrong and admit when we are wrong, even though it is so rare, right?
Super rare.
So, first team draft grade, I gave Malik an A minus, and Malik has not made any changes to their team as of yet. But if I was to grade their season so far, I mean, what's their record? I feel like they have not played up to their potential, right?
Mm-hmm. They started strong.
They are 3-2 with a plus 5 point differential. The second best defense. They did start really strong. I would give them a B. I think that they've maybe underachieved, but they're still a pretty good team. And they've lost to good teams in Nasser and whatever their other loss was. So I'm going to give them a B, which means I'm going to give my grade actually a C plus, because I had them doing better than they have so far, and they've done less than that. Do you think that that's fair, Ahmed?
Yeah. Maybe I'll give your grade a B minus.
You give my grade a B minus? Okay.
Yeah, because if you're doing the plus minus system, you're only down like 2 letter grades. Out of like what? You're not that far off from your new grade. So if we're grading your old grade against your new grade, then you did pretty well.
All right. I could see that. Okay. Next team, Al Nasser. And Al Nasser initially gave a B minus. And Al Nasser, based on their season so far, 4-1, best defense in the league, also the worst offense in the league, statistically. Worse than Amani. That's
kind of crazy, actually.
That is kind of crazy. But Al Nasser, best defense in the league by far. 4-1. Look like a legit contender. They look very cohesive. As we said, their defense looks amazing. I would grade their season so far an A. If they were undefeated, it'd be an A plus, but they've lost that one game. So I'd give them an A, which means I'd give my grade, because B minus, and then A minus, B plus, B.
Yeah.
Since it's 5 off, I'll give myself a C minus on that grade, because I think that I had lower expectations to what they've done so far. And Ramsey always says my B minuses are actually Fs, which is not true, but there's
no Fs. Like,
that's just the way it is. You're not gonna have an F. There's no Fs. We're 0-5.
Yeah, everybody has a first round pick. You're not going to be an F if you have a first round pick.
Yeah, 100%. So there you go. Next team is Amani. And Amani, I gave a C plus. And I believe their season so far has probably been a C minus. So I'm going to give my grade on that an A, because that's the closest we've been so far, right? Yeah. I think even Debo, first-time coach, would tell you that he's underachieved based on what his expectation was on their team so far. But they're 1-4. They have by far the worst point differential in the league. They have the worst defense in the league, and they have the second worst offense in the league. I'm going to give their season so far, a D plus actually.
Okay, that again.
Yeah, I just looked at the numbers. I'm like, ugh, that's not great. Yeah. So I gave them a D plus. I gave my grade an A.
Their season reminds me of that one Summer Squad season where you're like, maybe they could be solid, and then BG went out with an injury for the season, Fellow went out with an injury for the season, they got replacements, got blown out the last 3 games, and blown out in the playing game. It's like it's not like it's I wouldn't say it's out of their control, but a lot of the coin tosses didn't go their way with like injuries, replacements, people not being there.
They've been pretty unlucky too. But yeah, regardless, the result has not been great, even though a lot of it is not necessarily their fault.
Our grades don't care about context.
Grades don't care about context. Yeah. So next team, Goldenrod. Goldenrod, I have given a B minus, and Goldenrod has the second worst defense in the league, better offense. It's third worst point differential in the league. They're 2-3, losing record. I would say that, but they've looked good in some games. I would say their season's probably been a C plus or a B minus.
Mm-hmm.
So since I gave them B minus, I gave their season so far a C plus because they don't look horrible. They don't, even in their losses, it's not like they've looked so bad. It's like, oh, this team sucks. They're an outside contender for sure, dark horse type of team. So I'm gonna give them, since that was close, another A to my grade. How accurate? Goldenrod. What are your thoughts, Ahmed?
I like them. I was kind of making fun of Ramsey a little bit for some of the picks he was making in the draft, right after the draft. But actually, I like them. I think they're a little bit better than their records show. Their point differential is bad, but I think they were getting scored on more early on in the season than late. They're still not great. All their games are in the 70s, 80s, like both them and their opponents, but they've looked better, I think, as the season went on.
Agreed.
And the trade, I think, helped both sides, actually. Like, JP's playing great for Jund, and Tim is playing amazing for them.
Amazing. Yeah. Tim has been legitimately amazing. So they started 0-2. They've been 2-1 since. But regardless, still 2-3. C plus, B minus in the season. B minus what I gave them. Could be higher. So let's see. Commissars. I thought I knocked this one out of the park. I called them an A.
2 weeks ago, you would have had an A plus.
I would have given my grade an A plus. But the last 2 weeks, they have looked aggressively mediocre, so average to below average as a team, losing to 2 teams with 5 guys, being 3-0, and kind of being on a slide right now, trying to figure out what they're supposed to be doing. They're tied with 2 other teams at 3-2. Now they're still a really good team in my opinion, but that A is not looking as good as it did 2 weeks ago. I think their season so far has probably been a B. Since that 3-0 start did exist, and they looked amazing then. But what have you done for me lately? So they got a B. That means I'm going to give my grade of them a B. And this is one of those where, I did all the homework, but I'm not a good test taker. So I did all the homework, and then I got a 78 on the test, and then it averaged out to the B. Also, side note, those people that say they're not good test takers, you're just stupid. You know what I mean? Hold on. I used to say this all the time. There's no such thing as being a bad test taker and you're smart everywhere else. No. So you mean you're bad at the part where we test what you know?
Where you need to prove you know it.
You need to prove what you know. You can't do that part.
Yeah. Honestly, for your tests are just a grind. Well, if you grind it enough, you're gonna know it. everybody, you know if you know something or not going into it.
Especially if you're doing all the homework, all the assignments, all the everything, and then do bad on the test. Skill issue. Anyway.
Change your major.
Yeah. Next team, I have MIB. We'll skip over that one. NARS. I didn't actually give myself a grade. I jokingly always give my team an A+.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's an F grade if we're grading it that way. You guys wanted to hear it? All right. Ozzy's like, oh, you want to do your grades every time. Dude takes it mad serious. I'm always going to give my team an A+ because I got confidence. And you know what? I still believe in us. So buzz off. NARS. Ugh. This is my worst grade so far. NARS, I gave C+.
Mm.
And NARS, with the context of what has gone on for their season, in terms of playing with five guys, Ishmael coming at the end of the first quarter, missing certain dudes, Sid getting hurt, they have by far the best point differential, plus 88. They have by far the highest points scored. And they're third in defense.
So both
A+
sides, yeah.
season. A+ season so far. Legitimately A+ season so far. Especially with the context of what they were. They beat the Comedy Stars without Ish. I mean, crazy. So since I said C+ and they were A+, my grade for myself, and I'll be harsh, it's a D-, technically passing.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have gave them like a D and then they were A+, then that would have been real F territory. But since I was at C+, that plus saved me. I'm at 60.75% for the semester.
You better do in the final. Can't say you're a bad test taker now.
Can't say I'm a bad test taker now. Yeah, D- for myself. Honestly, NARS has looked pretty freaking good, as we spoke about earlier. Emma, what are your thoughts?
Mm-hmm. I mean, we already kind of went through like the well-constructed basketball team argument, and they got 4 guys that can give you 20 easy. I mean, Ish is averaging like what, 28? Andre can
31.
give you 20. 31. He's averaging over 30. I thought his average went down a little bit after the 25, but I guess
he's averaging 31. By far the first in the league. 5 points ahead of Sharif. 7 points ahead of D'Angelo.
That's crazy. And then they also got Amin, who had 20 multiple times. Freaking Allende can get 20. Andre can get 20 easy. Even Chavis or Christian can on a random night can get you 20. So it's like they have no problem scoring the ball.
Yep. Yeah. Well constructed team. And I'm excited to see what they do the rest of the season. The next team we have the Raptors, or now John. I gave them an A-, and they're currently 3-2, and the second points for team in the league. When did this happen? I
feel like they were bad like a week ago.
They were bad yesterday. What happened? They're 3-2. They have the third best point differential in the league, and they're now Jund. They're no longer the Raptors.
I think that Goldenrod loss is like stuck in my head when Tim gave them 28 and Patrick gave them 32 and Akbar gave them 22. There was like 80 points from 3 players.
Yeah, that one was huge. So, but I mean, they've kind of turned around since then. They beat us, and then they beat the Comedy Stars this week. So, obviously, I don't think that their season so far is an A-, as I gave them an A-. But I will say their season's been. It's weird because they're the 3 seed, but I would still say that they're like a B- for their season rating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like Malik is better than them, for example, in my opinion. But it's like Malik's like the 5th seed now.
Malik's technically the 5th seed. So, I'm gonna give them a B. Let's say I give them a straight up B, and I give them an A-. So that means my grade was also a B for them.
Yeah.
And I think of Jund. If they can figure it out on defense, just like we said, they're gonna be really dangerous. So we'll see. They're the third worst defense in the league by 2 points, so they're almost the second worst. But yeah, that's all. And let's look at my GPA for this semester. I got two A's, 2 B's, a B minus, a C minus, and a D minus.
I think just withdraw from that class, take the W on the transcript, and you're good.
Yeah, and you know what? I was thinking about it before ad drop to just drop that class, and I should have just done it. But now it's on my report card. But hey, D's get degrees. At the end of the day, that's probably like a 3.2.
Yes,
we're okay with that. Yeah. We're okay with 3.2. So, anyway, I'll stop being stupid. That's all we have for the grading the draft grades portion. Let me know if you guys like that or if you think I'm an idiot. Either way, I enjoyed it. That's all. What matters is the friends we made along the way.
It was fun. I enjoyed it too.
All right, cool. Let's get to the picks.
You're listening to the NMAA podcast.
Hit subscribe and don't miss the next episode.
All right, Ahmed, it is now 12 a.m. We have gone past to the next day. Shout out to you guys that listen. This is what we do it for. And yeah, hopefully this is posted later today, as in Friday. So let's fire through these picks so I can go to work tomorrow morning. Al Nasser versus the Commissars. And now we have the picks. Actually, Ahmed, while we're picking this game, if you can pull up that sheet and tell me the records. But the first game, Al Nasser versus Commissars. Al Nasser coming off a big win against Malik. Commissars coming off a big loss against Jund with 5 guys. Al Nasser, this new look Commissars team, I don't know what I think. James, AP, Bird, Amir, and Manny is their starting lineup. I believe Rahil's coming off the bench. And I believe they just traded for Monk. They traded Tony Koo for Monk. And then obviously Al Nasser, the familiar faces, Alex, Omar, Arib, Noodle, and Obi. Nick too, he is in there. I don't know. Man, it's tough because Al Nasser has something. They have that something that you can't describe besides the defense even. It's like this cohesiveness, this chemistry, where it's hard to beat them. Like, they just figure it out. You know what I mean? At the same time, I don't know. This Commissars team has got to figure it out, right? Or what are your thoughts? What do you got in this game, man?
Yeah, honestly, this one is tough because I picked against Al Nasser last week, and Ozzy let me know about it before the game and after. So it's like, I don't know. So because we were saying the whole thing about their schedule being easy, like the Patriots, Drake the schedule may.
Yeah, Drake the schedule may. Yeah.
Yeah, but honestly, they beat Malik, and honestly, if they win this game too, then I'd rather be wrong about them than I'll ride the team that's up on the trajectory than the team that's down. So I'll go with Al Nasser in this one. Yeah.
I respect it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, 2 teams that are going in opposite directions. At the same time, X's and O's wise, right? Who they're going to play that zone. It just depends on if they can make shots or not. Right? Commissar's defense has been suspect as well. Alex is not going to get 18 free throw attempts this game. Yeah. Noodle is going to have to play better than 3 points than whatever he got last time. Nick didn't do much. The rest of the team didn't really do much. Omar Othman had a decent game. I need more points. If you told me what's crazy is last week though, you told me Noodle and Arib combined for 7 points. I would say, Malik won by 15. They lost by 10 plus. You know what I mean? They were down double digits the whole game. So they just find ways to win. But man, look, I find it so hard. The Commissars are so good on paper.
And we'll see that the 2 trades that they made like I think they were solid trades, but they lost shooting in both of those trades. Like they traded away
Yeah.
Chris for Raheel, and then they traded away Tony Koo for Monk. Like they're getting a different skill set, but that's 2 less shooters than what you had to start the season, and against a team that's
Al Nasser
been
also
living
has
in
to
that
score,
zone.
though.
Yeah,
Al Nasser has to score. You know what? I'm picking Al Nasser. And I'm going to pick Al Nasser, and I don't feel good about it. But I'm picking Al Nasser with my pick being Arib. Give me 18 plus, man. Why are you averaging more rebounds than points? It makes no sense. I need.
you got a Reaper Honey, bro.
I know. Arib's out here trying to be a big. Make a shot. All right, Arib. Let's get Arib going. Let's get Arib the ball, and let's get Arib to 20. And Al Nasser wins this game 68 to 61. And this is the game that I finally pick Al Nasser, and they're going to lose. I'm so sure of it. But I'm still picking them. I got Al Nasser in this matchup. And why don't you pull up? Do you have the standings for me before I get to this next game?
Yeah, I didn't update it on this Sunday, so it's as you have seen it since last time. But yeah, I have it pulled up here. Let me send
All
you
right,
the
so
link.
update it slowly, and then while we pick these games.
Yeah, let me
But
pull up
you got to look through the whole chat. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. We'll post it online. Ozzy, we'll post it on NMAA basketball after this. We'll post the standings so far. The next game we have Malik versus Goldenrod, and this is going to be an interesting game. Malik going to do their best to not get 73 technical free throws allowed against them. Goldenrod is going to try to win a game in a normal way instead of being these cardiac crazy people. AK, put some respect on my boy. 23 points a game. I think 5th in the league in scoring. Patrick with 18 a game. Zoheb with 15. Tim McGuire's averaging 18 a game. That's crazy. Malik, a lot of mouths to feed. Not that much food on the plate so far, right? I think Malik has looked very disjointed in even a couple of their wins. They play super sloppy, but they're smart enough or they're not smart enough. They're talented enough to get it figured out. Not saying they're not smart. That's not the word I meant to say, is what I was saying. They're talented enough to just figure it out. But Goldenrod got some talent too, man. I'm excited to see how Goldenrod attacks this Malik team. But if you can get them turning the ball over, I think Malik might have a bounce back game on offense. So I'm going to pick Malik in this game, and I'm going to pick Hani to dominate, hit a couple threes, maybe have 9 points. But you know what? I'm predicting a Hani double-double, but not with points. Assists and rebounds for Hani. And he's going to get 18 rebounds. He always takes it personal against the big man. For some reason, when he's playing smaller teams, he's like, whatever, I don't care. But he's going to see Patrick. He's going to be, this guy's 6'6". He's going to be like, all right, I'm going to fight him. You know what I mean? Like Hani, some trigger goes on in his head. So I'm going to get Hani with 22 rebounds, 10 assists, 4 blocks.
He did it already this season, I think, one time, like a double-double without points.
Yeah, he might have. So I got Malik in this game, and I got them in a high-scoring one, actually. 81-75, Malik. Who you got, Emma?
Honestly, I feel like this one is tough because it's like if it's week 2 Malik, I got them by like a long slide. But if it's week 5 Malik, I got Goldenrod. But honestly, it's weird because if they do like the defensive scheme that they did like early on in the season, where like the 4 outside guys on the zone just force them off the 3-point line and into Hanny, have them put up some BS, and he just grabs the defensive rebound, and then Weezy's already right next to the rim. If they just do that, I don't remember who they did that against, but they destroyed one team to win that. If they do that, then they're gonna win. But for me, this is tough. But I'll go with the Goldenrod boys. I got Akbar getting hot again, like 5 threes, 29. Tim is going to get his 15. Patrick is going to get like 10. Fellow's going to get like 15. I know Fellow's had a quiet season, but this game is Fellow's game, I think, because they don't have a second big. Like if they're overloading hitting, he's going to be focusing more on Patrick, and Fellow's going to eat.
Especially if Patrick can stretch him out and make him come out of the paint.
Yeah.
We'll see. But next game, we have John versus Nars, a brother-on-brother matchup. I love how Dev became the co-coach of this Raptors team like 45 seconds before the draft. And now it's just John. It's John. They're not even the Raptors anymore. John and Nars is actually the 1 versus 3 matchup. I know it doesn't feel like it, but 2 of the top 3 teams facing off here. Nars looked pretty freaking good so far. Ishmael, by far the front runner for MVP so far. Give me your thoughts about this game, and since I picked the last one first, I'll let you pick this one first. What are your thoughts?
We'll see. Going against the standings, I don't think this one's going to be as close as it looks, because like I said, what's the pattern with John? They're bad against bigs, and Allende's having himself a season on top of being the biggest guy in the league, and he was like playing well too. So it's not just big for nothing.
How big he was, bro.
Yeah,
so I played with him in pro, and I remember I was like, this guy's big human being, big person. Then I forgot how big. Like, he's not just tall. Like, he's actually huge.
Yeah.
So
he does a calf raise when he's doing a layup, and his hand is above the rim. Like, his feet are not leaving the floor. He just laid it up.
He's huge.
And they also have Tron too. And Amin is not a small guy either. So they're a big
look
team.
like a shooting guard.
Yeah. And Tron is the center usually in the league.
6'6", yeah. 100%.
So yeah, I mean, on top of having elite guard play, great shooting, they have like the excel Raptors' weakness. So I think they're just gonna kill them, especially if they have everybody. If they're like 88-72, like they're gonna score, but they're not gonna be able to get stops. Like I still have Sharif for 25, still have Darius for like 18, Chris Ross for like 17, but they're just not gonna be able to get enough stops to stay in the game.
I also have Nars in this matchup, and I have a hot take here. I think Ish breaks the assists in a game, 1 game record. I don't know what that is. I think it's 16. I think Ish gets 17 assists in this game. It's very, very possible with how John plays defense. John can figure it out, take it personal that the podcast is saying that y'all can't play no defense. Maybe they figure it out. I think it's going to be high scoring, but from both sides. I got Nars in 92 to 82. And Ishmael submits that MVP is done. The next game, we have Amani versus MIB. But that was a battle of 2 of the top 3. This is the battle of 2 of the bottom 3. So, 1 win to go around for both of these teams combined. I obviously can't pick this game, but feeling much, much better about it after this last week with Chris Emile. So, we'll see. Roe versus D'Angelo. It's going to be a fun one. Obviously can't pick this game. Emma, what you got?
Honestly, this is your game to shine, Wars, because I don't think they have a big right now. I'm pretty sure Debo's hurt. Monk is on commissars now. So the Darius is the biggest guy on that team now. Like there's Venegas, but I don't think he doesn't play big. He's a guard. But yeah, I mean, I have MIB in this game. I feel like you guys are playing well despite the like we were like you were saying earlier about like all these close losses. They were against teams that we both consider like way better than Amani. So yeah, I'm gonna make the safe pick. D'Angelo's had 30 the last 2 games. Chris had a great start, like with you guys. If Tristan brings it back to like 12. I know he had more of a quiet game this last game, and Ish gets you like a 10, then you guys would cruise to victory. Yeah.
Love to hear it. All right. Hopefully you're right, man. Need to get off the snide and get a victory going here. But again, not too stressed out about it. Honestly, even if we lose the next few games, I feel like we win the championship. It's crazy to say. It's team morale is going to be pretty low. But that's all we have for the picks. That's all we have for the podcast. Emma, thank you so much for joining me this late. Olive Green Boys podcast is over. And yeah, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, maybe one of these days we'll get Ramsey on here.
Don't throw my dog under the bus like this. But that's all we have for the podcast. Everybody be happy. Everybody be healthy. We'll be back with you next week. Peace out, guys.
We are NMAA. Basketball, Dean, Brotherhood.
We've got former college D1 athletes, former international players, competition at all levels. Come on, man, it's what we do best.
It's game time, grab your crew cause I got mine. Cause my 5, we gon' shut her down like prime time. We always ready, staying steady on these front lines. Lights, camera, action, and we live, call it showtime. This labor of love, we call it grind and dedication. Blood, sweat, and tears for years, call it determination. Don't get it mistaken with people hating on your greatness. We just patiently waiting to make a slam dunk statement. So turn the station to NMAA podcast. Got the commission dawn going full blast. So when they ask who's the greatest in the state, well, we're shaking bacon and breaking ankles and soul weight. I'm too clean and precise with my jump shot. Celebrate with my bow and arrow, call it guns hot. Locked and loaded with my bag and my whole squad. Always rolling deep with my team, praising one God. Alhamdulillah.
Did you give it all you got? Did you give it 110%? Any team's capable of holding that championship trophy. Just depends how bad you want it.
I'm ruthless, I'm competitive. My drive's on fire, I'm so tentative. I dominate, call me executive. I'm a champion.
Let's go!
In the race of life, quitters never reach the finish line. I'ma get what's mine, gonna do the time, cause I'm in my prime. My mind is my weapon, my mental toughness is dead on. I'm a sharpshooter, top hooper. I'm a champion. It's not over till I say it is. Still working hard, beating blessed, time to live. It's all or nothing, I got all to give. Pushing to the last second, cause it's still time to win. Never too late, cause I'm the champion within. And the champions are made of perseverance, no quitting, ha, yeah. That's why I'm out here grinding day and night. Always hungry, staying humble, that's my way of life. Cause every team dreams of being the number one seed. But do you got what it takes to make it in this league? Giving it all, gave 'em a line, going 110. Claiming it all, looking to thrive, decisions always a win. I'm ruthless, I'm competitive. My drive's on fire, I'm so tentative. I dominate, call me executive. I'm a champion.
Let's go!
In the race of life, quitters never reach the finish line. I'ma get what's mine, gonna do the time, cause I'm in my prime. My mind is my weapon, my mental toughness is dead on. I'm a sharpshooter, top hooper. I'm a champion. I'm ruthless, I'm competitive. My drive's on fire, I'm so tentative. I dominate, call me executive. I'm a champion.
Mo Rock.
My element.
We are NMAA. Basketball, Dean, Brotherhood.
We've got former college D1 athletes, former international players, competition at all levels. Come on, man, it's what we do best.
It's game time, grab your crew cause I got mine. Cause my 5, we gon' shut her down like prime time. We always ready, staying steady on these front lines. Lights, camera, action, and we live, call it showtime. This labor of love, we call it grind and dedication. Blood, sweat, and tears for years, call it determination. Don't get it mistaken with people hating on your greatness. We just patiently waiting to make a slam dunk statement. So turn the station to NMAA podcast. Got the commission dawn going full blast. So when they ask who's the greatest in the state, well, we shaking bacon and breaking ankles and so wait. I'm too clean and precise with my jump shot. Celebrate with my bow and arrow, call it guns hot. Locked and loaded with my bag and my whole squad. Always rolling deep with my team, praising one God. Alhamdulillah.
Did you give it all you got? Did you give it 110%? Any team's capable of holding that championship trophy. Just depends how bad you want it.
I'm ruthless, I'm competitive. My drive's on fire, I'm so tentative. I dominate, call me executive. I'm a champion.
Let's go!
In the race of life, quitters never reach the finish line. I'ma get what's mine, gonna do the time, cause I'm in my prime. My mind is my weapon, my mental toughness is dead on. I'm a sharpshooter, top hooper. I'm a champion. It's not over till I say it is. Body still working hard, beating blessed, time to live. It's all or nothing, I got all to give. Pushing to the last second, cause it's still